Intel stock is generating a lot of buzz around investors, but it's not in a good way. Investors are talking about how disappointing Intel has been, especially as the stock price is down significantly in the last year. The company was forced to pause its dividend. It pushed out the CEO that was seemingly a great fit, all of which is creating negative publicity for Intel. So that's a lot of the reasons why everyone is talking about Intel stock. More specifically, in this video, we're going to look at what Intel is doing to push back, to recover, to bounce back, and if those chances are viable or not. We'll see in this video here. Let's take a look.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So one of Intel's co-CEOs discussed what they believe is the prospect for the business going forward. And they started by highlighting the good thing about the company, and that is that Intel CPUs power roughly 7 out of every 10 personal computers. And that roughly translates into a 70% market share for personal computers. That's an incredibly strong position to be in. But that being said, the market is becoming more competitive, especially as they see new entrants trying to participate in the AI PC category. And without a doubt, new entrants targeted this area because of Intel's difficulties, right? If you're a business that's struggling to execute and you're having problems on various fronts, other businesses are looking at that market share that you own, that 70% market share, and thinking to themselves, this might be a good time to try and take some market share away from Intel. They're struggling. They don't have their house in order. It's a good time to attack and take market share. And you're seeing that now. Qualcomm being the primary aggressor in trying to take market share, one of the new entrants in trying to take market share. And there are others trying to get in this category here. ARM-based CPUs are gaining traction, and Intel's stronghold in the CPU market is under threat. And I wouldn't be surprised if Intel continues to struggle if more entrants don't come in and try and take advantage of this opportunity. Still, Intel remains on track to deliver more than 100 million AI PCs by the end of 2025. The AI PC upgrade cycle is one that Intel is counting on to support the company's recovery. Personal computers enhanced with artificial intelligence will hopefully drive demand and drive replacements from consumers. That's really where this market is, replacements, because everyone that wants a personal computer, pretty much everyone already has one, right? And so what you're focusing on is getting those people to upgrade their personal computers, right? To buy a new one, to trade in their older one, or to sell their older one on somewhere like eBay and buy a newer one and upgrade their computers, and to start upgrading computers at faster than usual because there's enough innovation in the industry to drive a faster upgrade cycle. So instead of people holding on to their computers for 4 to 6 years on average, if the industry innovates effectively, they can bring down that replacement cycle from 4 to 6 years down maybe to 3 to 5 years. And that will create growth industry-wide. So another one of the reasons why Intel hopes people will upgrade their computers is the end of support for Windows 10. And so corporations will begin their migration to newer Windows systems with Windows 11 because Windows 10 will stop support. And hopefully consumers as well will decide to upgrade their personal computers because Windows 10 will not be supported any longer. So you have the replacement cycle enhanced with AI PCs. And also another reason to upgrade is because Windows 10 is ending support. So you have a couple of factors that's encouraging people to upgrade their PCs, people and businesses to upgrade their PCs. So Intel's saying that looking ahead to the rest of the year, they're strengthening their client roadmap with the launch of Panther Lake, which is their lead product on their new Intel 18A architecture in their foundry business, which will start in the second half of 2025. And that's the first big customer for Intel's 18A technology that they developed in their foundry side of the business. They will be selling that technology to their consumer products side of their business. So that's the first big customer for their 18A architecture. Now, it's not doesn't have to be the only customer, but it's the first big customer for that product. And if it proves to be successful, then more customers could line up for this technology. Intel saying that 2026 is even more exciting from a client perspective as Panther Lake achieves meaningful volumes and they introduce a next generation client family codenamed Nova Lake. And these new technologies are going to drive better cost and margin for Intel. Right now, the cost structure is not very effective for Intel. They're still outsourcing a lot of their production, surprisingly, to Taiwan Semiconductor, even though they have this huge foundry segment, this huge manufacturing base, they're still outsourcing. So that's bringing up cost. If they can just produce everything in-house, they are large enough at scale to have those manufacturing efficiencies if they can make it work, which they have not been able to do so far. And then another side of their business that's struggling is the traditional data center. Businesses are, instead of upgrading their traditional data centers, they're making wholesale changes and making this traditional data center into a data center optimized for artificial intelligence. And of course, that's a category where Intel does not have a good position in. It's tried to develop products for that optimized data center for AI, hasn't been successful. Its Gaudi GPU hasn't been successful. And so the traditional data center business is not growing as quickly as the AI data center, but they're still trying to hold on to this segment. And they're making good progress on a Clearwater Forest product, which is their first Intel 18A server product that they plan to launch in the first half of next year. So Intel is hoping this new product will slow down the losses in their traditional data center business that's being shifted over to data centers optimized for AI. So Intel has plans to try and turn things around, but so far those plans have not been effective, and hopefully these plans going forward will be better than expected. Hey everyone, if you like watching my videos, then I've added a great complimentary product just for you. I've written a book that's available for sale now that highlights my 6-step investing framework. Even if you don't follow that investing framework, just reading it and knowing how I evaluate stocks will make it a lot more interesting and informative to watch my videos. I've added the link in the description below.